Hey, it's time for our aviation segment with Rich Kaplan. A lot of stuff going on in aviation. And to fill us in is Rich Kaplan.
Good afternoon, Long Island. Good afternoon to my hometown of Massapequa Park and the wonderful, phenomenal Long Beach, which I love so very much. I want to send a very quick shout out to my friend Linda. Happy birthday to you. You are priceless, and I'm dedicating this segment to you, Linda Cohn. Our skies above us are cleared, so we're cleared for takeoff, so let's fly. On this edition, an American Eagle Embraer ERJ-175, basically this aircraft here, was involved in an incident while making an approach to land at LaGuardia International Airport. The aircraft, operating on behalf of Republic Airlines, a subsidiary of American Airlines and American Eagle Regional, was on final approach to land at LaGuardia International Airport when it was struck by lightning on the wing. Now, if you look at the aircraft, my videographer can pan in. This is called a winglet. The winglet provides extra lift and can also increase the range on the aircraft. My feeling and my belief is that the winglet was struck by lightning and literally sheared off of the aircraft. So now you have an aircraft that now only has one winglet instead of two, so the pilot now has to make an emergency landing. Fortunately, New York is one of those cities that has three major airports, so you can pick from the three. In this case, the pilot made the right choice, selecting New York's John F. Kennedy, which was more than ready to accommodate the aircraft, which made a safe emergency landing. There were 55 passengers on board, along with 4 crew. No one was injured. The aircraft was due to arrive around 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Passengers reported hearing a very loud bang, like something had hit the plane. Fortunately, the pilot had the peace of mind to bring the aircraft for an emergency landing at JFK. The plane sustained severe damage to the wing. Our second story takes us to Russia, and a very sad story indeed. Fly Dubai was involved in their first incident when one of their Boeing 737-800s crashed and burst into flames while attempting to land in Russia. The plane circled a southern Russian airport in high winds and poor visibility. Now, for those who watch this segment, you already know what's happening here. He's trying to land in very severe weather, most likely thunder, lightning, 60-mile-an-hour sustained gusts. This is the aircraft that was involved, the Boeing 737-800 model. Now, the 737 has next-generation avionics, a very sophisticated aircraft, very easy to fly, almost equal to the Airbus A320. Now, my theory is he was on approach to land and encountered severe, we are talking very severe turbulence, unlike anything you could possibly imagine. Among the turbulence that he experienced, he may have experienced a freak anomaly known as wind shear or microburst. Now, you've heard me use this term before. Microbursts are micro downwind winds that can push an airplane literally into the ground. My theory is that that may have been what happened here. I have seen video footage. It's grainy, but I did see video of the aircraft's incident. And it does look to me like the jet barely made the runway, as I'm about to allude. Now, this incident happened on Saturday. It killed all 62 people aboard. The Fly Dubai Boeing 737-800 jet crashed at the Rostov-on-Don airport after traveling from Dubai. Officials believe that bad weather, which kept the plane from reaching its final destination for more than 2 hours, likely caused the crash. Russian investigators, and I want to stress this is the most important fact, have ruled out terrorism. So right away we've ruled out a very major piece of the puzzle. This was not terrorism. Investigators are looking into 3 overall causes, which I'm going to break down for you. 1 is weather, 2 is technical issues, and 3 is human error. The plane was carrying 55 passengers and 7 crew members when it crashed. It was due to land at 1:20 a.m. Russian time, 6:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but went down at 3:50 a.m. Russian Standard Time or 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The crash site is about 800 feet from the airport's runway. That's what makes his story so tragic. He was only 800 feet from a successful landing from the airport runway. The airport sits near Donetsk, which is in the Russian province of Ukraine. Now, the reason why I bring up Donetsk is I'm going to allude into that shortly. Russian state television stated that the winds were around 60 miles per hour at the time of the crash. Both of the plane's black box recorders have been recovered, which is important. Of the 55 passengers, 44 were Russian, 8 Ukrainian, 2 Indian, and 1 was Uzbekistani. Both pilots were quite experienced, having close to 6,000 hours of flight time on 737s, which is remarkable. You know, we like to rate on what these pilots have in relation to experience. The more experience you have on the type, the more proficient you are. 6,000 hours is about normal for an airline pilot operating this type of jet. There was no distress call given. Now, our flight term of the day, which is a new segment which I kicked off last week, this is our flight term for today, Instrument Landing System, or ILS. ILS is a relatively new system in the cockpit. It's defined as a precision runway approach aid based on 2 radio beams. One is your localizer, the other your glide slope, which together provide pilots with both vertical and horizontal guidance during an approach to land. Now, the localizer is basically an invisible beam that's fired out from a device that sits off of the runway into the cockpit. It gives the pilot telemetry, it gives the pilot data, knowing exactly where the runway is, what his altitude is, and so forth. It even calls out precise altitude. The glide slope is your angle of approach to land. When you're trying to land a Boeing 737 like this one, let's say our landing gear is down, we are on final approach, we're going to land on runway 22 right, which is a runway favored by JFK. Once we come in, let me take this off the stand, so this way you can get a better view of it.
Right.
Once we come in to land, we're going to flare, which means we're going to put the nose up slightly at an angle, touch the rear wheels ever so gently, pull the front wheels down, and you are now on the ground. That is glide slope. So I'm always happy to illustrate any terms or any definitions, and if anyone has any questions, you can IM me at xcartman, that is xcartman @yahoo.com. I'll be happy to answer any questions for you. And once again, I want to dedicate this segment to my dear friend Linda Cohn. Thank you so much for inspiring me. You are an amazing, amazing person. Thank you. And thank you to all my friends. And the skies above us are cleared. You've just been cleared for takeoff. Have a very happy Easter.
Rich Kaplan, thank you very much.